And there I am. Welcome, welcome. Let me get my camera centered. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Chronic Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Don Antonio Corianti, Anthony Golden Sunshine. And today we're starting, light your candles if you have them. Today we're going to begin episode 2 of a series of 6 episodes that are based on nervous system regulation and stress management. So stress management is one of the most important things that is widely overlooked in people's lives. It's the first step in fitness. You can work out all you want, eat as perfect as you can, try to get enough sleep, but if you have a dysregulated nervous system, which the vast majority of us do, you're not going to be at your optimal health. So this is the first step into your optimal health. So I want to welcome everybody. If you're just coming in, lay down a comment. Let us know you're watching. Mary's here. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Had a beautiful evening last night. We had Light Club, a nice group of people. We came together, and our sister Faith, she did a shamanic journey for us, which was really, really nice. I recommend checking those out. That's a good time to get together to have a group. I know yesterday was kind of inconvenient, especially for those of you that watch professional sports. I personally do not, so I didn't miss anything. But, we'll be doing those every other Sunday and continue to do so to the unforeseeable future. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is episode 2 of our live stream podcast, and Breathwork is Medicine is the name of this episode. And what we'll do is we'll go into the ancient and modern approach to using your breath. So we're going to dive deep into the incredible power of breathing, and whether you are here to learn how to calm your mind or release emotional blocks or explore ancient and modern healing practices, you're in the right place. And yes, you heard me right. Releasing emotional blocks, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Breathing, focused breathing is one of the most powerful tools a human has to help them to release emotional blockage. So breath work, or focused breathing, is what I like to call it. I just don't really like the term breath work. It just doesn't sound fun, Breath joy sounds more like fun. So breathing, focused breathing exercise is more than just breathing. It's a medicine. It's an ancient tool and a modern solution for healing trauma, anxiety, and emotional pain. By the end of this episode, you will have a deeper understanding of how the breath can transform your life. We'll also practice a guided breathing exercise together to stay with so stay with me. That's what that says. So we'll talk a little bit about the ancient and the healing power of the breath, ancient traditions. So breathwork has been used as a healing tool for thousands of years, and in ancient traditions like yoga, which is something I love, and I work with yoga teachers all the time, shamanism, which I am a shaman, and Taoism, which I am also very familiar with. The breath was seen as a sacred bridge between the physical body, the mind, and the spirit. So another way I would explain that is it's something that happens autonomously, automatically it happens, but it's also something you have control over. So what this does is essentially it creates the ability for you to have a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. Okay? So for example, in India, the practice of pranayama focuses on controlling the life force through breath. Okay, that's similar to how I teach it as well. In shamanic traditions, deep breathing is a gateway to altered states of consciousness. Also a way that I teach, because the reason being, as you go into your breathing and you start to attenuate the vagus nerve and start to change the physiology in your body, what also happens is your brainwave rate changes. And this is that altered state of consciousness that shamans use to be able to reach into or create connection in the spiritual field. So this helps individuals to connect also into those spiritual realms. So I've had lots of people who don't even have really any spiritual awareness yet or don't have a background of that. And we have a really strong breathing session together, and they all of a sudden have had experiences that are brand new to them. And that's really what's really important to me, is that I can tell you all this stuff, but what I want you to do is go into this and allow yourself to have your own experience, because it's only through experience is really the only way we can learn. These ancient traditions recognize something modern science is now confirming. Okay, and that the breath is more than just oxygen, it's energy. All right, so that's how I'm fully aware of it. When I'm breathing in, it's also a spirit to me. The breath, or the air, the spirit of air, the spirit of breathing, that's a connection to a spirit for me. It's a living energy or a living spirit. Those of you that are really energy sensitive, you'll be fully aware that when you breathe in, energy comes in, and as you breathe out, goes out and actually expands into your bubble. You can train yourself to begin to use your aura to expand, to envelop, to help other people heal. All kinds of things are really possible there. And when used intentionally, it can unlock profound healing within yourself. When you're using intentional forms of breathing and you have a little bit of guidance as to where you're going with it, you can unlock all kinds of different things within your subconscious mind and also in the healing of yourself. So we're going to move now into the next segment. The next segment I have set up is the physiological and spiritual effects of breath work. Okay. So let's talk about what happens when we breathe deeply and intentionally. On a physiological level, different breath patterns can calm the nervous system, boost your immune system, and lower stress hormones like cortisol. But intentional breathing isn't just about physical, it also taps into the spiritual. For centuries, healers have used the breath to release emotional blocks and connect to a higher consciousness. So this is something I use a lot in my own shamanic practice. I use the breath and use the breath with my clients to help them to release unwanted emotions and thought patterns and habits and all kinds of different things it can be used for if used properly. So on a physiological level, when you breathe, so that's at that physiological level we talked about, actually helping it to calm the nervous system. That's one of the primary things, and one of what this particular group of episodes is about stress release and stress control. There's a lot there having to do with that, but also boosting your immune system. So immune function. The thing is when you're in a nervous state or you're in a parasympathetic dominant nervous system mode, when you're in that, or a sympathetic dominant nervous system mode, when you're in that fight or flight mode, what happens is your body's immune function shuts down quite a bit because it's not doing its natural thing to protect you and keep you alive and protect you from infection. It's getting you ready for fight or flight. And we often are spending a lot of time there. So modern research backs this up. Breathwork activates the parasympathetic nervous system, just as I was saying. They've shown that just by taking a few long breaths, and one of the best ones that I like to use is the physiological sigh, is the sniff, sniff, long sigh. That's the key. That's a key way in order for you to be able to take control and begin to train your mind and body to come into parasympathetic dominance. Now, the thing is it takes practice. You might not feel it right away. It might take you a lot of breaths to get there. And sometimes if you're really just spun out, it might be really hard for you to get there and it might not even work. I can remember that at the beginning of my breathwork practice at some points because it would work so great and so easy at some times, and other times I just couldn't get a hold of it and I get so frustrated and so mad, this isn't working. And I'd have to let myself relax and calm down and come back again to the breath, and then it would work. So it's something that takes time, and it's in your practice. During your practice, you're actually training the neurological system. You're training the software of your brain. You're rewiring hardware. You're rewiring electrical circuitry of the brain as you're doing your practice. So that way, when you're faced with stressful situations in your normal everyday life, you're able to use that tool, that neurological pathways in which you're built and continue to build because there is no end. You can use that in your everyday life, especially when you're having a hard time, when anxiety arises, when anything shows up, anger, sadness, grief. All of those things are able to be helped to be controlled by your breathing. Because it's not that, emotions are bad. I'll never tell you there's any bad emotions. All emotions, all ranges of emotions are necessary in order to be a complete human. However, you can have a certain amount of control over how they affect you and how you react into your life through that. So it also helps to release. So it's very somatic. So there are some practitioners out there that call their breath style somatic breathing. Somatic means of the body. So it's always of the body. All right. So the thing is when you're breathing and tapping into the body, what this can help you do is through the rhythm of your breathing, stimulating the vagus nerve, oxygenating the cells, even your blood becomes alkaline for a little bit. It helps you to release stored trauma from the body, and it begins to rewire the nervous system to create new, healthier patterns. In essence, focused breathing allows us to reprogram how we react to stress, fear, and past pain. Okay, so it's really powerful in that aspect of how it can really help your brain and your nervous system. What I always teach is you store your issues in your tissues. Okay, it's not all just mind, it's not all just brain. It's also all the cells. You have 30 trillion cells that make up the universal body, which is you. Those cells are all copies of copies of copies, and they all hold information. And the only way we can get those things to move is through connection. But we're wildly disconnected because we're not in a somatic state in the body or of the body. We're outside of the body. We're taken over by external awarenesses. The dishes need to be done. The dog needs a walk. I need to go to work. Where am I going to go shopping for this or do that? Let's binge watch a television show. How often in a day are you taking time to be quiet and go inside you? Becoming embodied, to be with your body. Because when you come into your body and you bring the breath into your body, there's no room for anything else. So you're spending some time just being embodied, and that's really, really important. So how does focused breathing release trauma? Here's the magic. When we experience trauma, our bodies store that energy in a form of tension, right? Like I was saying, tension, cortisol, muscular tension, all kinds of things like that. Shallow breathing, that's a big one, is when you're in that sympathetic dominant or fight or flight or stress mode. What's happening is you're breathing high in the lungs and not using the diaphragm. It's because you're ready. If you pay attention to your breathing, you may notice that you have an inverted breathing pattern. What I can tell you with working with thousands of people around the world is 9, maybe more than 9 out of 10 people naturally have tuned themselves into an inverted breathing pattern. I myself had one when I began. Also, what can show up is physical pain. A lot of people come to me because I'm a shamanic priest, and that's one of my primary things is helping people with pain. And what I try to help them understand is I may be able to help you release your pain. But when it comes to what's causing the pain, that's a little bit something different because almost always that's related to an emotional issue or unresolved emotional data, which is not abnormal. All humans have that. That's part of our journey here is learning how to process emotional data properly. But so through deep intentional breathing, we access the body's innate healing intelligence. Right? Our bodies, those cells I talked about, they have an innate intelligence. They're part of the universe. Every cell in your body is made out of atom, and these atoms are all part of one universal system. So they have innate healing intelligence. Like your butt, you get a boo-boo, you get a cut, it heals. Well, that doesn't happen when you scratch the wood of your desk. You scratch that, it doesn't heal itself. It doesn't have the ability to. That's what's cool about us is we have this amazing system in which we're able to heal. So after you open up this innate intelligence, it allows us to let go of stored energy because we store energy in the cells and the tissues. We store energy in our muscles and our bones. And this can lead to all sorts of illnesses. And this is one of the primary things that drives people that have autoimmune diseases and illnesses, Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia, lupus, so on and so forth. I've had hundreds and hundreds of clients come to me with these things and begin to take control of them. Because, the medical system says these things are incurable. I think people get confused about what cure and healing means. Cure means like I'm going to snap my fingers and you'll no longer have any issue. Sometimes that happens, but that's not typical. Healing is when there's an improvement, even if it's a minor improvement. A minor improvement, even if it's just your mindset about what's going on. Maybe your physical symptoms don't change at all, but your mindset loosens up and it makes the physical symptoms a lot less trouble for you to deal with. So healing, don't get healing and cure confused. They're not the same thing. So this can often lead to a powerful emotional release, tears, laughter, or sometimes just a deep sense of peace. I've had people have out-of-body experiences, which I do typically, but people just on their first time that happens. Some people, not a whole lot happens the first time or the first couple times. And it's more, I just feel lighter. I feel better. But I've never really met anybody that's gone into a session of focused respiration and breathing and not come out feeling somehow different. So this is why that focused respiration is such a transformational tool for anxiety and emotional healing. Anxiety in this country is a very overdiagnosed and is overprescribed for medication because the medication can't heal you. It will change nothing except for alleviate some symptoms. So it's relief. There's another word. There's cure, there's healing, and there's relief. A lot of people just want relief. They want to escape what's going on. When really what these things need, your anxiety needs, is your full loving attention. Because your breath can help you to do that, bringing your attention in through your breath, feeling where that anxiety is in the pit of your stomach, in your belly, where it feels so jittery and tough there. Bringing air and energy into it. So when you begin to breathe and you begin to move yourself into new brainwave rates and you're moving yourself into a sympathetic dominant state, a parasympathetic dominant state, that rest and digest mode, it bypasses the overthinking that's happening and works directly with the body and subconscious. So you're essentially at a deeper level, you're tuning your vagus nerve. And if no one's ever researched vagal tone or the vagus nerve, write that down. F-A-G-U-S, V-A-G-U-S, V-A-G-U-S, vagus nerve or vagus nerve. You want to check that out. It's a really potent thing to learn about to help you with your mind and your healing. Doing this kind of thing, what it doesn't do is what typical therapies and medications do, and that's mask symptoms. It addresses the root cause. And this is the primary idea of holistic healing. I'm part of a lot of holistic groups online and things like that, but some people still just don't get it. They think that holistic healing is you use herbs instead of medicine to escape. But that's not really the case. True holistic healing begins at the root, at the base. What is the basis of your life? How do you perceive reality? And everything that happens through your nervous system. All of your awareness and everything happens through the nervous system. So taking control of the nervous system is very, very important. So we're going to move into the next segment. Before we go there, I'm going to leave open the floor for a moment to see if anybody has questions or comments. I covered a whole lot of information there, lots of information, and I would like to know if anyone has any questions before we get moving into the next segment. Because the next segment's going to be, we're going to experience this for ourselves. What we're going to do is we're going to do short guided breathing, deep belly. We're going to use some deep belly breathing together, and we're going to use our mind and our body. So feel free. I'll just take a moment and relax for a second. What I recommend is to get ready for this, find yourself a comfortable place. You don't want to do this while you're driving. You want to do this as a secondary thing. You don't want to be working while you're doing this. This is something you need to do. It's more like a self-care practice, and you need a little bit of time alone and away from distraction if that's possible. I always start with my breath sessions by first blowing my nose, and my horn works. Next, I always say, let's try the lights. And what I mean is the lights of our consciousness. All right, so we're going to begin the breathing session with a soothing tone. And what I want you to do is just relax. I want you to take in a deep inhale through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold just for a moment and exhale slowly through your mouth for about 4 seconds. Okay? And again, you're going to breathe in for 4. Hold it for a second. Out for 4. In. Out. And relax. So what we're going to do now is I want you to take your hands. I want you to put them on your belly. And I want you to connect to your belly to your hands. Feeling your hands on your belly. Your intention is going to be to breathe in through your nose, and you want to expand your belly. Push your hands out. So we're going to breathe in. Raise your hands up. Push out the belly, and as you exhale, pull your belly back in. Okay, this is belly breathing. Expand the belly. Contract the belly. Your breath expands and contract and expand and contract. Expand, contract. Circular in. Out. Right back in. And out. Speeding up a little. Three, 2, 1. Just relax. Close your eyes. Drop into your body. Feel the tingling in your body. Maybe your nose is nice and cold from breathing in the fresh air. Noticing just how you feel. What you may begin to notice right away, and what I begin to notice usually right away, is when I first get into this belly style of breathing, anywhere that I'm holding on to heavy energy. So I want you to pay attention to that. Are you holding on to any anger or frustration or guilt or feelings of inadequacy? Like, is your mind telling you you're not enough? Do you feel not important? Go into how you feel. How do you generally feel inside? Are you happy? And anything that doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right, we're going to invite that forward. We're inviting that energy forward, allowing it to come into the risen position. It's rising. And as it rises, you might begin to have an emotional response. And if you do, that's okay. You want to allow that to happen. And if you're fighting it a little bit, that's also okay. It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of work to get used to allowing yourself to really feel your deepest emotions. What I'm asking you to do is release your pain, your grief, your sadness, the things that no longer serve you. Allow those to rise. And as they rise, I want you to just use your intention to begin to breathe slowly again, breathing in and out. Breathe into the pain and release it. You're breathing into the pain and releasing it. I let go of my pain. Say it in your mind. Release. Breathe in. Release. Circular breathing now. Cry if you need to. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. 3 more. Last one. Let it all go. And relax and let go everything you need to let go. And if you have to cry, you cry. If you have to scream, scream. If you have to laugh, that's fine too. Whatever energy, whatever you feel, just be still in this moment and let everything go. Don't hold on. Don't hold back. You're in a safe position and safe space to release that which no longer serves your highest goals. Your breath is slow. And as you're allowing everything to drain from you, letting go of everything you no longer need, your intention now is going to be to illuminate yourself. And what that means is you're going to breathe in and you're going to use your intention to fill in anywhere where you've released heavy energy or heavy emotions. We're going to breathe into that area as if that's where we can breathe in and out from, and we're going to fill it up with light. Bring all of your attention into wherever it is in your body that needs the most love, and I want you to use your intention before you begin. This is sort of like a way of having a passive connection, or for some people, this is a very beautiful way of praying. You're just passively asking your highest power or the universal intelligence or the intelligence of your body to help you, to work with you. This is something you probably don't normally do, but using this kind of intention turns on certain neurological pathways in the body. And I invite here all energies and all spirits of light. All spirits are here to bring loving comfort to us and help us to fill in those gaps and those heavy spaces where we've released our heavy energy. Help us to bring to us the greatest energy and what we need most into our lives. And as you make that intention and you invite that energy to you, breathe it in nice and slow. And as you release, you're just letting go of any space. You're going to fill yourself up. Light in, making space. Big breath. Big breaths. Then going circular. Fill up your belly first. Then your chest. Five more. I'm filling with light. 2 more. Last one. Fill up big as you can. Hold your breath. Just hold. Your intention is to allow all the energy as you hold your breath, all the new light and information to soak into you. You're soaking it up, soaking it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Relax. Very good. This is a practice you can do every day. And as you do it and you use it, you'll get better and better at being able to process your emotions and your energy. This is how we generally take ancient human technologies and then begin to blend them with more modern forms of science, using your intentions, using your attention. Notice now how you feel, how your body feels. If you went along with that exercise, you're going to notice you feel a lot lighter. You feel a buzzing flow, and it's wonderful. Notice how you feel maybe calmer, clearer, or lighter. That is the power of your breath. Taking in a slow, deep breath. A big sigh. Just like that. Big, strong breath. Hold it for a moment. Strong sigh. Once more. Big, strong breath. Strong sigh. Allowing yourself to come back into a wakeful position. Allowing yourself to come back to the present moment. Feeling refreshed, more alive, more free than you were before. Focused respiration, focused breathing techniques are a journey. They're a way to heal. They're a way to transform and connect with your truest and deepest self. If this short session resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper, I'd love for you to join my guided breathwork classes. I do classes for groups, and I do one-on-one classes for people. And you can find that information by visiting my link tree. And you can access that directly from my Facebook page. Or if you need a link, reach out to me. I'll send you a link. In the class, we explore powerful techniques to release trauma, to calm your mind, and to awaken your inner potential. And what I can help you to do is begin to design a custom form of breath work that actually works for what your goals are. So there's some people that come to me like just from a business standpoint. I'd like to have a more successful mindset for work, for business, and we can work on that. Some people have a lot of childhood trauma or sexual abuse or all kinds of different things can show up, and we use it in that kind of way. There's many ways this can be used. I have athletes that come to me are looking for more powerful ways to train their mind to be better at their sport. You don't necessarily have to work on just your trauma. We were just working today with our emotions, right? Allowing ourselves to experience some of our heavier or deeper emotions, releasing them, and making room for new emotions to come in. That's your light. Okay. And another way to do that is often when I breathe in joy. Joy. I breathe in ease. I breathe in comfort. I breathe in health. Very, very powerful work. You can find all the details on my link tree, or you can reach out to me directly, and we can take this journey together. The floor is open for anybody who wants to share their experience. Did you have a cool experience happen to you during that session? How do you feel? Share that with me. Okay, and I want to thank everybody for being here today. This is a wonderful session. I really enjoyed this. These are very powerful ways in which to learn how to control your mind and your nervous system and your stress and your body. And I just want you to remember that the breath is always with you. It's your anchor. It's your medicine and your guide. It's your medicine. It's your spirit to inspire, to take in spirit. That's what it means. It's wonderful. I feel absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my thanks to all the spirits and energies that come into this space. I'm going to use my little bell. And I'm going to send a beautiful thank you. And you can send a beautiful thank you to your highest power, to your highest self, to your internal divine intelligence. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I even hug myself after a session, after an emotion session. Sometimes just wrapping your arms around yourself and giving yourself a little squeeze. It's unbelievable how good it feels sometimes. Like, man, I never spend time normally hugging myself. But after a session, you give yourself a little squeeze. It's amazing, really, how good it feels. Nathaniel says, glad to be in great company today. Thank you for being that great company today. Nahama says, floating. Thanks. Good. We all could use some floating in our life. Does anybody have questions? I would love to hear your questions. If not, be sure to check out Light Club. You can message me for the link for next Sunday. I'll get you a link. These are very awesome groups. People come together in a Zoom group. You don't have to turn your camera on. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You can just show up. And what we do typically is we talk a little bit, and then I usually lead us in some sort of breath meditation, a breathing meditation. Breathing meditations are my favorite. Last night we did energy clearing exercise. And then we went on a beautiful shamanic journey with Faith. And it was great. It was wonderful. We had a good time. Questions, comments, concerns? Did you enjoy today's podcast? I did. Breathwork is medicine, the ancient and modern approach. Very good. I want to thank you all so much for joining in this podcast today, this live stream podcast. I love doing these. I'll be back on Wednesday at noon, and what I'll be doing is I'll be doing free open healing. I'll be doing healings on Wednesday, and then maybe do some healings on Friday too. Not sure yet, but for sure Wednesday I'm going to be in here, and I'm going to be offering free healing. For anybody, if you have physical pain seems to work the best through distance. I can help with emotional stuff too, so don't be afraid. Bring your heavy energy. I'll help you and clear your heavy energy. You're invited. Invite your friends. You know someone that's living in pain and they don't know what to do. They have nothing to lose. Just have them come with you and have them visit this podcast. This podcast is amazing. I've been doing it for about 4.5-ish years now, and I've got to work with thousands and thousands of people, helping to facilitate different forms of healing. It's absolutely amazing. And the other thing is I like to use the group that's here. If you're here, you also get to become part of this energetic field of healing. And what does that do? That helps to improve your personal medicine gifts, your personal power. Improves all of our personal power. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Very much appreciated. Thank you. You're very much appreciated. Nahama. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here, but I'll be back on Wednesday. I love you all so much. Don't forget to breathe and be love. Just be loving. Give love to everyone and everything around you. Feel the beauty of your breath. I love you all so much, and have a great day.